as a founder and entrepreneur. I don't have horror stories, thankfully, but there has been times I'll be standing next to another male CEO and someone new that I don't know, right, come introduce themselves. And there's been a couple times where not a couple times, maybe like 2 times, where the new person will think that I work for the male CEO next to me. And I'm like, no, I own my own company. Like, I will actually have to clarify that.
Does that happen often or just
occasionally? That doesn't necessarily happen often to me because I think I am typically outspoken and extroverted and I'm not necessarily shy. I mean, I'm surprised that's happened to me at all. But yeah, there's been times where they'll say, hey, hi, I'm so-and-so, the male CEO next to me, hi, I'm so-and-so, I do this. And I'll say, hey, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I do this. And clearly what he just said and what I just said is different. But somehow the person that we were speaking to was like, oh, so do you guys work together? Do you work for him? So that's definitely fascinating. And I don't know if it's partly because I'm from a legal background where we tend to dress a little bit more formally, but I think when I go out to events in Silicon Valley, a lot of entrepreneurs think, well, I should just wear t-shirts every day and a sweatshirt because many top tech CEOs, do that. And what Steve Jobs says, right, or many CEOs have said, which is like limit the amount of decisions that you have to make in a day because you want to focus your brain on the other things that you need to work on. But I think for me, being a female entrepreneur and like you said, a minority, I don't go out networking events wearing a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. Also because I work with international leaders and business people. Culturally is also different. They don't wear t-shirt and sweatshirt to Zoom even, right? So I think that has been a big difference. I've heard of other younger females, it depends because Asian people, you can look younger sometimes, and they'll say, I try to wear certain shades of lipstick because I want to look more mature, right, than my age, because I want to do business, and sometimes people can underestimate females just based on appearances. As a female entrepreneur, you want to be proactive about things, but I think as a female, you can't just be ordering people around, right? So at the same time, I feel like you really need there's a fine line balancing encouraging people and not just encouraging, like sometimes you need people to achieve certain goals, right, that you work with, then also managing how you come across to them. At one point, we had so many volunteers, different people had different goals and interests. And since they weren't necessarily employees in a certain role that had clear responsibilities, then it just created a lot more work and effort. So it was great because it was so exciting. People believe in this vision and this is a great cause and you got a group of great people, but it can still be very difficult to figure out, well, how does that then work with moving the organization forward?
Did you have to take any training classes on team management or people skills, or did you just navigate through all these challenges by practice?
I think for that, I mostly learned through practice, and then I did do some coaching at some point, but I think also there were some great books that I found that was helpful. And actually, I also would recommend First Round Capital, which is a VC firm here in Silicon Valley. They have a blog. I think First Round Reviews is what they call it. I do like that column a lot because they will talk to people in leading roles in different organizations and interview them about specific areas, and they talk in depth enough in their blog that there's some good learnings from that as well.